Hello, my name is Nicieza. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to cover 3 milestone comic books from way back in the day. I remember these were a real big issue. New Mutants 99, 100, and X-Force #1. We have art, and he also worked on the plot, Mr. Rob Liefeld, which he's like the Limp Bizkit of comic book artists because people love him or hate him. He did some really good, awesome, groundbreaking stuff but like when you're reading comic books from back in the day and you stumbled onto Rob Liefeld's work, it was like, wow, what's this? He had so many interesting ideas, introduced and co-created a ton of really interesting characters, but also at the same time, like the quality and consistency in his art just varied a lot. And like in one page, you would see something totally awesome and something terrible at the bottom. And like I never noticed the whole thing with the backgrounds and the hands and feet until someone showed it to me, and now I can't unsee that problem. That's another issue. And another problem is like generic characters. Rob Liefeld has no interest in drawing generic characters like soldiers, or like if you had hordes of Hydra agents or stuff like that. He just didn't give two shits trying to draw them well. But these 3 issues they're really awesome, and like when Liefeld's on his game, he does some pretty awesome shit. Also, we have Fabian Nicieza working on the plot. So without further ado, we're gonna get into these issues. Like if you haven't read them, they're must reads. Like these are classic issues. And they introduce so many new characters in these issues. So issue 98, we have Pharaoh. She's escaping from Mask. Mask has formed a group of evil Morlocks. The few ones that survived the massacre. They want to attack the surface world, kill as many humans as possible. Pharaoh's not down with this plan. She does nothing. She wants nothing to do with this. Pharaoh, I'm not sure. I'm like 95% sure that this is her first appearance. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing about this character is what I gotta tell you. Like Pharaoh is pretty much a ripoff of an old New Mutant character. She's basically Wolfsbane, a cross between Wolfsbane and Wolverine. But instead of being an anthropomorphic wolf or dog, she's an anthropomorphic cat person. But outside of that, she's pretty cool. I do like her design in general. But what happens is she tries to make an escape. She's searching for refuge. She ends up going to Xavier's mansion, trying to hide out there. We have Cable. He's trying to recruit Warpath into his new super mutant squad because he wants to change the direction of the team. He wants to make a more proactive, militaristic mutant team to defend mutants. They're going to take the war to the bad guys. And he's chosen Warpath, who was part of the Hellions. He left that team. He wants nothing to do with the White Queen anymore. So we get the evolution of the character of Warpath, and like in his design, and he was just a really massive character. For some reason, they scaled him down, but like he was a monster. He was huge during the X-Force run, and so he turns Cable down. But what we're gonna see further down the line, he actually goes back to Cable and he joins X-Force because his tribe was because he wants to go back to his Indian reservation. Go back with his people. When he goes there, they were all killed by the Hellfire Club, so he wants to take vengeance on the Hellfire Club and White Queen. We also have Gideon. He already had appeared in a previous issue, but like this character, he was really awesome. And it felt like they didn't do much with him. He feels like a wasted opportunity. They killed him off pretty early in the X-Force run, but during this time, he had this bodyguard that used this white skin tight white suit that was hilarious. You'd always see him standing super straight in the background. Sunspot's father died, so Sunspot inherits his father's corporation. Gideon used to work with his dad, and so Gideon's going to give him a hand running this corporation. But obviously Gideon has nefarious purposes because he's really a bad guy. He's trying to manipulate Sunspot. He has like some sort of secret agenda. So we also have a conflict between Cable and Cannonball because Cannonball is not comfortable with the direction the team's going. There's members leaving the team. Richter's off the team. Sunspot's going to be off the team now. Wolfsbane's not on the team anymore. So there's some tension between Cable and Cannonball. He's not comfortable with this whole more militaristic direction they're going in. One little detail that I noticed here that caught me off guard back when I read this for the first time: Damin doesn't have her patch. Like, it was a mask. I didn't realize. I always thought it was part of her power. They later changed this. Like, that was part of her normal appearance. No, here it was like a one-eyed eye patch that she would use. Sunspot leaves the team, and in the next issue, we're going to introduce to Shatterstar. That's going to be his first appearance. So, Pharaoh hides in the X Mansion. Shatterstar teleports after escaping the Mojoverse into the Danger Room. And the design for Shatterstar is so awesome. He really killed it when he created this character. I love his design. His double sword was also super cool. So he's freaking out. He doesn't know where he is. He starts attacking these robots in the Danger Room. We have the members of future X-Force trying to take him down. We have a pretty cool battle. Cable is able to defeat him because he blindsides him. And here's like one of those moments where like the quality of work goes to shit. Good job here, and I don't know what the hell he was trying to do here. I know he's trying to show off that they're running faster with the urgency, but they're all tilted in the same level of tilt in one direction. It's just terrible. So, what happens after this whole situation with Shatterstar popping up in the Danger Room is that an alarm goes off because there's another intruder in the X Mansion, which is actually Pharaoh. When they leave the Danger Room, these soldiers of Mojo also teleport there. And like, here's what I was telling you about. These generic villains, like, what the hell's wrong with your head? And why do you have your two hands in your crotch? It's just why. So Mask arrives in the X Mansion trying to hunt down Pharaoh with the two generic Morlocks that look exactly the same. Brute and Hump. Why would you call a character Hump? I don't know why. So we discover when they interrogate, there we go, I couldn't say that word, Shatterstar, that he teleported to the normal Marvel universe from the Mojoverse looking for the X-Men, and Cable's like, we're better than the X-Men, so join us, we're going to give you a hand and help you defeat Mojo further down the line, but we need a new soldier. And total chaos ensues when the generic Mojo soldiers and Mask and the two generic Morlocks, each one the Morlocks trying to capture Pharaoh, and the Mojo dudes trying to capture Shatterstar, battle with the New Mutants. And here we get, like, again, great job, but the generic characters, you didn't even draw faces on any of them. What the hell? Just why? Shatterstar does this totally awesome moment where he stabs himself be able to kill the other guy. That was pretty cool. But here's the change of tone for the time that added to the buzz of the series. Cable just straight up shoots a guy. He kills Brute. No, I'm not sure if he kills Brute or Hump. Straight up shoots the guy in the head. Like, hey, fuck it, we're not gonna fight anymore. Kills him. Mask. He turns his gun on Mask. Is like, I'm gonna shoot you now if you don't stop fucking around. And Mask is like, okay, I'll leave. So this is what called a lot of people to X-Force and to Cable himself. Is like, he was like, no fuck, he didn't fuck around. It's like, hey, we're gonna stop this endless violence. We get into X-Force #1. We get the introduction of Strife. It's such a cool villain. I've always outside of Executioner's Song, it's the only really good story arc with Strife. Outside of that, I always felt that Marvel never knew what to do with this character, especially with his powers. Like, in one series, you would see him insanely powerful, in others, you wouldn't see him use his powers at all. But here we have Strife with the Liberation Front, the Mutant Liberation Front. They have some evil plans. No, actually, this isn't the first appearance of Strife. The first appearance of Strife was way back in the first appearance of Cable. But this is the first time we get to see Strife without his helmet, and he looks just like Cable. So you get the whole situation of what's up with Cable and what's his relationship with this guy. So now the new X-Force, new lineup, got introduced with them in issue 99. They go to the Mutant Liberation Front base. And again, here we get those generic bad guys that Liefeld didn't draw faces to. Why would he do that? They go into battle, start taking down these grunts. They start battling against the Mutant Liberation Front. Shatterstar cuts off Reaper's hand. And then later on in another story, he cuts off his other hand. So, like, it's sort of like a tradition for Shatterstar. And Liefeld, like, outside of some weird dynamic poses, like, Liefeld drew really well action. Like, this situation, this battle between these two evil teams. Like, look at this design of Strife. He must have been a nightmare to draw, but he looks so cool. We have Pharaoh battling against Wildside. Wildside, another Wolverine saber-toothed knockoff with Wolverine hair. But he was a cool character outside of being a copy. Zero, another really awesome character. Designed basic, but he was so cool. Get Gideon trading with Sunspot. That whole story arc in his relationship with Sunspot got to be really interesting. And also later, way down the line, this also ties into the origins of a character called Rainfire, who was like an evil Sunspot. We also have the introduction of GW Briggs. Bridge. There we go. GW Bridge, who's going to be like the SHIELD agent going after him. Cable, who have history. He has history with Cable. We also get to see Cable use his powers for the first time using telekinesis. So it's like the first reference that he actually was a mutant. And what else can we say? And we're gonna end off with a bad note, but look at GW, this design. What the fuck happened? Liefeld, what did you do this to this poor guy? He's an enemy. Like, the hand that's closest to the in perspective is smaller to the one that's further away. But I'm gonna leave this video here. Go out and read these. These are awesome issues, and see you guys next time. Bye.